Very pleased to welcome Mr. Frederico Fernandes, a well-known figure in the aviation sector. He's the director of the Arab Aviation Summit, the upcoming one in Ras Al Khaimah in Iraq, and also the director of the Middle East and the GCC of Vport. Welcome to ESG MENA. First, would you tell us about the upcoming Arab Aviation Summit? We know that there is a big focus on sustainability. Sustainable aviation and all what's going on. So please tell us a bit about your plans for that.
Thank you, and thank you for the lovely invitation to be here and with your audience. It's a pleasure to discuss about sustainability and to discuss about how we can make a better world for everyone, especially us in the aviation sector. Arab Aviation Summit is an amazing platform that I'm proud to run for the last 3 years. The platform gathers the professionals of the aviation and travel once a year, multi-sector on those industries, to discuss the enhancements, the achievements that we've made, how can we share that with the audience, and how can we tackle the challenges that we see ahead, or even better, if we don't have challenges, because we always have. What do we envision for a better aviation for all the travel? So, of course, that after 2 years that we're very much focused into getting out of this crisis with case studies, success stories, and the recommendations and general awareness. This year we are looking into sustainability because Middle East is in some points leading this transformation, and we can see, for example, today we'll listen that there is a lot of geographical aspects that will and capabilities, financial capabilities that will make the Middle East advance very fast in terms of sustainability. So that is one of the things that made us think of presenting the best case studies for the industry. So it was very interesting for us to invite the best technologies on the market that will disrupt the future of travel and aviation to be there to discuss their success stories. In person by their CEOs, and then at the same point connect them with the trade, connect them with the decision makers on aviation here and on travel. So we think that we have a very good session prepared, and it will be very interesting.
Basically, you are known for bringing the best stakeholders, best CEOs, the most innovative startups and all that. And as you know, the Middle East is buzzing. Basically, it's very active in terms of aerospace startups, and you're very proactive in this aspect. In terms of bringing the global practices, what are the challenges and what are the risks and what are the opportunities, basically, facing those stakeholders, global stakeholders, coming into the Middle East? And from the other side, what is the perception of the local and regional startups that are or who are eager to partner with those global stakeholders?
I think that Middle East, and more specifically United Arab Emirates, are a very good ecosystem for startups in this sector. We all know that this sector plus tourism will represent around 13 to 20% of the GDP, and then there is a cultural aspect and a leadership aspect of United Arab Emirates. It makes people wanting to learn, and this reflects in CEOs. This reflects in key decision makers, and this reflects in investors. So their approach to receiving these projects are very much open. And at the same level, which is sometimes very difficult to find in other geographies. Not counting with Silicon Valley, but here there is this openness. And the work that has been done by Global Investment and Aviation Platform from GCA, General Civil Aviation Authority, the founding of Interlac, the vision of Emirates, the NATO, Airbus locally, and now Boeing with 1,000 amazing projects opened the market to international companies to come here and showcase. Of course, that we also have worked very well in another perspective, that is the perspective of attracting brilliant minds and investors to the country. And also I think that the good management done during COVID allow international investors to understand UAE as the best base possible and a safe one, a safeguarding. So all this combined gives a very dynamic market for that. Of course, there is challenges, and the challenges are again related to culture. most of the developments that I've made personally in terms of investment are always associated with corporations that are already on the field. Okay, and you can ask me, so, but there is a lot of money on the other side of the field.
Yeah,
and
this is exactly where the hidden opportunities are.
Yeah, okay, but the issue is that these gentlemen that have this private equity and this, they are very smart.
Yeah,
and they've grown their richness and their ability to invest by looking at traditional markets.
yeah,
So sometimes for them it's difficult to disrupt, and this is where we come in, and the incubators and accelerators, we try to make them feel that not only retail, real estate, energy,
yeah,
precious stones or gold or edging things on the stock market, they can also look at the aviation sector. This was a challenge before COVID, it remains a challenge now. But thank God we have here government organizations that are aligned on that, and they are the first vehicle to allow this perception to stop and to try to rebound a little bit this challenge, because and we have this. I had this discussion already with members of the government, because they want to address this. They want even to increase our performance on this, because some of the startups here, some of them they come here and they evolve here, they create prototyping here, they develop beta testing here, and then they finally get invested by outside source. And
that's the main challenge. Why not the local ones?
Yeah, they
or
are
the regional
slowly going there. I think that
they like to focus on the big airlines. And what about the startups?
So the biggest companies also, they are very they are big ships, very hard to turn. And once again, this is a problem here that is a very good one, because the government is actively provoking that companies can be more flexible and more innovative, and that private investors or funds available look at this area. So we are working that. This is a challenge, but we are working on it.
Okay, so we saw you at MIBA with Vport, the launch and all that. Well, it seems to be a big step. All right, or a bit stretched maybe, very much forward thinking. So what can you tell us in this aspect? What is the real potential? Lots of talks similar to Vport, lots of announcements, but are they really tangible? When are we going to see tangible services on the ground?
Yeah, one of the reasons that I joined Vport is because Vport brings the solution to that, which is very interesting. So we see a lot of stuff going around regarding advanced air mobility. Let's call what people call flying taxis or whatever, helicopters, or I don't know. Why is that? Because there is in fact a lot of money invested into original equipment manufacturers. Vport is infrastructure developer. Okay, and apart being so you can see it as a normal airport.
Okay,
but from the future. Vertical airport.
Yeah.
But despite that, we also enablers. So our leader and our founder convinced his partners that we should also participate in enabling this to happen, because you can have an Airbus, but if you don't have airports,
very true.
So you have your Airbus in Toulouse, you don't have airports. So what is needed for airports to happen or to grow? Legislation, public acceptance, no more commonly known as certification process. So we in Vport invest not only in infrastructure, but we invest in sitting down with authorities and create the facilities and revise all the certification needed, because it's brand new, airdrome design, air traffic control management, commercial licensing. Of course, that they have their own vision on that. And let me tell you one thing. I represent Middle East, and I'm very lucky that I'm in Dubai, because we found on the government and GCA an amazing will to achieve, and they are the ones preparing the legislation that is needed through their various teams and their amazing staff, and with their good leadership vision. It's unbelievable, and they are moving very fast. Something that I believe that my colleagues in Europe and America and Vports might have more challenge, because they might not move as fast as
because it's more agile over here.
It's more agile, the will is bigger. Is
it financially viable?
Yes, it is. That is a good question, and I know that comes from an aviation professional, because if the only model that we know is the helicopter model, right? and it's not a big hit.
Yes.
Right? Business-wise, it's not a big hit.
Yeah.
Only if you have a lot of money, you can fly an helicopter. Right?
Yeah.
So I usually say, for when people think, oh, but how much is much money? I will tell you. I tell people like this: if I had $500,000 in the bank, I will not still be able to fly a helicopter every day. Right?
Yeah.
I will spend my money.
Yeah.
Right. So it's above that. So meaning that the market is very, very, very small. Advanced Air Mobility, and there's 320 more or less original equipment manufacturers. Advanced Air Mobility will bring the cost reduction. There is no big parts moving. There is no huge engines, turboprops engines. There is no fuel. There is no specific else. So the price will go down. And I said there, and I believe that is happening according to our studies in Vport. A flight hour could start on the beginning on $500, and after a few years will go to $90 per seat.
Very lucrative.
Yeah, and good for people, attracting people, because of the lack of complexity that helicopters have.
Okay. Any any set date for that is reasonable?
Yes, on our perspectives in Vport, the numbers that were revealed by our CEO, Dr. Frederico, points that, and we can see on the ground that we are moving very fast into engineering project. So starting construction in 2024.
Yeah.
And we hope to have our first flight in 2025. So it's tomorrow.
Certified? Certification?
Certification of what? Of our infrastructure? Yeah. But we only can put the infrastructure when there is a certification from GCA.
Yeah.
Okay, and they already are commending to us the design that they are doing, all this work that they are doing there.
Okay.
They are giving us the design, and that design will be there. What we will use, we will start testing eVTOLs that are certified for test runs.
Mr. Frederico Fernandes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very
It was a
much,
pleasure.
and see you in Ras Al Khaimah. Thank you.
Thank you.